Nas and DJ Premier let us down, perhaps. Perhaps.
Oh.
Now, after decades of anticipation, Nas and DJ Premier's collaborative album Light Years has finally landed. The reception has been polarizing. Now, the album's polarizing reaction confirms that the two great hip-hop legends can release a project that simply doesn't meet the impossible standards that most of their dedicated fans have set. This also makes you wonder if decades of anticipation built up for the project could have altered how we look at it and basically just messed up the whole reality of the project because we were shooting too high. So I want to get right to it because we've all dabbled in it, heard a little bit of it, right?
Yep.
So
few times,
right? And we can talk about how we feel, but I want to pose this question first. So when Nas and DJ Premier finally release a full album, is the true sign of respect to critically review it honestly?
What else will we do?
I'm just asking.
You know, I mean, I'm not going to, just because I've been waiting on this for 15, 20 years, I'm not going to just automatically laud it the greatest hip hop album ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to listen to it with a critical ear. I'm going to listen to it in a way that I would listen to any other hip hop album. You know, just because I have a reverence for Nas as a lyricist and Premier as a beat maker doesn't mean I'm not going to be honest about the things that I don't like. And I'm not going to be, you know, over exalt, if you will, the things that I think are good. You know, I think this is a solid release. There are some things that I'm, as far as beat wise, that I'm just not impressed with. There's only one song where I can say, and like I said, you know, some people say they've listened to it more than once. That's what Terry said. The song with AZ, for that to be the only feature on the album, you know, I'm just not feeling it. It just doesn't, it feels like, hey, they're having a really good time. And, you know, there might be a little ism in the air in the studio. But, you know, look, I like, if I'm going to go back to an AZ Nas record, I'm going to the one off Asiatic. That's still one of my favorite, you know, collaborations that they ever did. But I'm just going to say that I like the record.
Yeah.
I don't love it. And maybe I need to listen to it more, you know, but at the same time, like, if I loved it, I can't even say that because, you know, the first time I listened to King's Disease 3, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I can say that for plenty of albums. Yeah. That they didn't have to grow on me. I didn't have to give them that bail and be like, oh, I gotta listen to it a few more times. Good record, not great, but at the same time, like, this is a nice piece for the end of 2025, which I think has been one of the stellar years in hip hop, to where we've gotten records from Freddie Gibbs, we've gotten records from the Clips, we've gotten records from Mobb Deep, you know, we've gotten records from Public Enemy. You know, everybody wants to complain about what hip hop ain't and complain about the whatever they don't like. Your favorite artists have put out records this year, you know, so you need to get off that bullshit and just be and acknowledge that hip hop is in a great place. You know, I don't care nothing about chart positions. I don't care anything about all that other stuff saying hip hop's not on the top 40. I don't care because, like, I feel like hip hop is in a place where it's ours again, where they're making it for the actual people who love hip hop, as opposed to like, hey, let me get out here and pop for these other people.
So what you're saying, so getting back around to, we have to be honest and we have to do our just due as we relate to our reviews, right? We have to keep it a buck no matter if these are our legends or people that we grew up on, which in this case we did. We have to keep it a buck because that's what we stand on, principles, morals, right?
There's records on this album I'm just like, I'm probably never going to revisit. I'm sorry, I just can't get back to it.
Right.
But there are records like, you know, I love the Bouquet record where Nas shouts out basically every female MC except for Nicki Minaj.
All right, so Lone, I love when there's production in the air and I can ask you about production. So first you can answer the question in terms of our, if you want to, about our, you know, what we have and, you know, who we have to hold true to.
Yeah, to your point, to the question, like, I mean, we'll probably go into a lot more depth.
Oh yeah, for sure,
but
sure.
But I think it's incredibly important to you know, this is what we do.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. You know, we're not going to come up here just because we're fans of Premier and we've been fans of Premier for 30 plus years, all of a sudden just be like,
damn near 40.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're not just going to be like, you know, like, it's Premier, so regardless, we're just going to give them a high rate. Nah, why would you do that?
Yeah.
That's not very authentic,
no.
you know?
No, for sure. For sure.
I think it's important to have that integrity, you know, regardless. You can you can hold Premier and Nas to that. You can give them the accolades and give them the respect that they deserve, and also share a reasonable opinion about something.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Jump in, Terry.
What people have to stop doing is automatically liking something because it refers back to a time where you were very much into hip hop and you were comfortable in that realm. You know what I'm saying? I think when people listen to a lot of these new releases that kind of, you know what I'm saying, give the past a nod, it makes them automatically put it on this pedestal. So they're not listening to it with the same ear of, I'm going to critique this or listen to this with the ears I have now versus the ears I had back. And I think that's where a lot of people fall short as far as being able to actually give it its proper due and just saying our first listen, hey, this is a classic, this is Nas, this is Premier. Yeah, these are two legends that put out an album. But in the same token, you can't give them just, you know what I'm saying, the Grammy or the 5 mics just because they put out the project finally. You know what I'm saying? And they even alluded to like the Detox on the album. They talked about Detox, comparing themselves to Detox. It finally came out. Whenever Dre drops Detox, people are going to lose their shit if it ever comes out. It's going to be an instant classic. Yeah. And you only heard it for 30 seconds.
Is it not Compton? Is that not Detox?
That's what I felt like. I felt like that's what it should have been. But people aren't giving these projects the just due, or they're not listening to it the way that they should listen to it. I should say that. I think that's where the critical acclaim and let's just give this automatic classic just because they finally gave it to us.
I think this is where the question that we initially started comes into fold, because we have to be honest with ourselves, even though we are fans. And this album felt like almost like a setup from a reaction standpoint. Yeah, I feel like there were pockets of people that could not wait to be able to say, this shit is old and outdated. I knew it was going to be old and outdated, and I don't want to hear it. Your mind was already made up.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. I feel like I didn't even hear that though.
I've heard people say, just me, this is my personal opinion, just from what I've seen. Mm-hmm. Oh man, this out, man. Don't nobody want to hear that. These people our age, I don't want to hear that. I ain't gonna never listen to this again. It's outdated. The beats is trash. All that. So when I heard that, I had to block it out, because I'm like, credible people are telling me that the beats is trash and all that. So I have to block that out so I can go listen to it with a, open mindset. And then there's a pocket of people like us that are like, we got to hold them accountable. We're going to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? So that's at least how I felt about what I'm seeing from a reaction standpoint. As for me, yeah, some of the beats on here were mid. Like mid to a couple of them, I was like, these is trash. And I love Primo.
Hey, man.
Yeah, there's
I got to keep it a buck. I'm like, nah, this ain't it. And I know what he's going for. He came out and was like, yo, this ain't for now. We just trying to take y'all back. Like, he openly said that, which is cool. I respect that. They still legends. Primo's 60 years old. The fact that he's still making beats and stuff, that's dope to me. But if it ain't it, and I got to tell the truth, sometimes it ain't it. There are records on there that I enjoy, but honestly, there are more that I don't.
I'll say this.
There are more on the record that you don't enjoy?
Versus the ones that I enjoy, because it's 14. Oof. How many records is on there? Is there like 16, 15, 17 records? I think towards the middle is where I start hearing stuff where I'm like, okay, cool. Some of the part 2s and the part 3s, I'm cool on those.
No, there's a part 3 that we're all kind of in agreement.
I'm cool on that.
Yeah, but the beat don't match the energy.
At all. But I personally enjoyed the record where he was talking about the lady MCs. I enjoyed the joint with AZ. I personally like that. There's another one about I like Sons record or something on there that's cold.
Young
Kings. Like,
that's a response to Daughters.
There you go.
So I think that's a great record.
It is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Nas is rapping his ass off on this whole project.
That's the thing right here, man. That's the thing. When we talk lyrically and the structures and concepts of every one of these songs, is top tier. Nas has not missed a beat.
Yeah.
And
you missed a beat.
I would sound. Hey, well, I mean, that's kind of par for the course with Nas when they talk about Nas as far as picking beats.
Oh, that was a bar.
You know what I'm saying?
But that has always been a thing.
It has always been a thing. But I feel like Nas actually raps. It's just superb right now, man. It's like he's getting better with time. and that usually doesn't happen.
The point about Nas and the rapping, it kind of reminds me of like a jazz musician. Like, I've never heard anything where Herbie Hancock was not playing great. Like, he's just great. He's really good at it. But I have heard some Herbie Hancock songs like,
yeah,
I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Man, I just try to listen from a standpoint of like, do I enjoy it or not? I don't know. I try not to. It's hard with this because there's so much. Like, this is how long we've been talking about this album? Like,
since Scratch Magazine was popular.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's a long time. So they're already up against the wall in a bad spot on that. And then as listeners, we kind of are in a weird spot too, because it's something we've talked about for a long time. And then, you know, the expectations are like, you know, it's two people you really enjoy. You hope it's going to be dope, but like, I don't know. Some of it is like, some of it's okay. Some of it's like, some of it makes me wish like, you couldn't have found nothing else, or like it couldn't have been shorter. That's really the thing I think about with a lot of projects. Like, did it have to have all of this? Like,
Yeah.
because if you think, like, there's a lot of albums, if you took like 3 or 4 songs off of it, the album is a classic. But, you know, I wonder sometimes, like, did they just feel like this is what people want, so we got to do it? Or did they have a record deal where you had to put out an album that had to be so long? Because y'all know how that goes sometimes.
You might be playing the streaming game.
Yeah, like, what, like, I don't know. It's weird.
I think where it failed, though, is that people waited this long for it, so it shouldn't sound so nostalgic, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Because you had time to actually perfect this situation.
There's some psychology in that for sure.
So like there's at least 3 songs that are part 3s or answers to old songs. Yep. And when I think about those old songs and the production that Premier did on those songs, these are not the answers to that.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I think of an answer song that would be better than its predecessor, it has to be better than the predecessor, or at least on the same level.
New York State of Mind.
New York State of Mind. It shouldn't. New York State of Mind Part 3 sounds
2's dope.
dirty.
2 is dope.
2 is very dope. It sounds dirty to the point. No, that's Jay-Z. New York State of Mind.
There's a Nas record with Alicia Keys.
But
that's not it.
Not part 2 though.
That was on
I Am.
Yeah.
It was super dope.
It's like the first track on
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else.
super dope. So when you think about that track, and then you hear this one here, it sounds like it's just too dirty. And not dirty in a good way. Because, you know, you can hear a beat that's dirty and it's just like, nah, that's fire. This one just it's clashing almost. It doesn't.
This beat is just bad.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's one of the worst beats on the project.
Yeah,
it just doesn't fit the aesthetic. Outside of the fact that it's a Billy Joel flip, outside of that, it's just not it. It's just.
You probably had to pay money to get that clear. So
I wonder
like,
sometimes
damn,
if like musicians do fan service just like movies do sometimes. Like, we're going to put all this stuff in it just so people will be happy that we did it. Like Deadpool and Wolverine, I really liked it though. But there's a lot of fan service in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of like, you know, bringing back Elektra.
Ghostbusters did it too.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it works a little bit differently in movies though, but hip hop fans are hypercritical though.
Yeah, especially of Nas, because they talk about Nas and his beat selection.
It's always been a discussion.
I think Nas, he's only concerned about how well am I rapping, how well is my pen on these songs. He allows somebody else to do that job. That's why him and Hit Boy worked so well.
Yeah.
Because Hit Boy was able to tap into the avenue that Nas wasn't using. I don't have to worry about my beats being fired because you going to make sure it is.
Right.
I'm working with Premier, so I don't have to worry about it because it's Premier, but I'm Nas. I don't really.
It's not my thing. I'm not
That's
an
not my
A&R
thing.
like that.
I'm going to give you these verses. I'm going to give you these bars, but I'm going to trust you.
Yeah.
To give me the rhythm to go to these bars. So like I just feel like I do feel like this is a nod to hip hop as a whole, because he encompasses a lot of the elements. He talks about graffiti on there. He talks about production on there. He talks about
women hip hop artists.
Yeah, women. This is a nod to hip hop. I feel like
definitely
it's a dedication to hip hop. Like, y'all wanted this.
Yeah, it's fan
Y'all
service.
know what bag I'm in now, and I've been promising you this album, so here it is.
Yeah.
And
which in itself is cool. They didn't have to do it.
Right.
You know, I almost wonder sometimes like, here, you know, sometimes like, you know, shut up, but we did it.
Yeah. Here it is. Now we can move on from whatever this is.
It'll also be interesting to see how it ages.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Go ahead, Lone. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna talk about this a little bit, but if you have something, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, but overarching, we can talk about the record a little bit, but like, I actually don't hate this record.
Neither
Like,
do
no,
I. I don't
I
think
like-
any of us hate it.
I don't hate it.
When the stuff that stands out to me from a production standpoint are there's like 3 or 4 really great beats on here. A whole bunch of just it's cool.
Yeah.
And like 3 or 4 that I'm just like, this should have never seen the light of day. But Nas, on the other hand, I don't think he really missed any steps at all in this. I think he saw
not
it
one.
front. I
Nas is in
think
his
I think
bag.
that
He's in
even the
his bag.
songwriting aspect, even some of the beats that he selected, like the what's it was called, the pause tapes one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like the concept around that. I felt like you could have done a better pause tape beat. You know what I mean?
But the idea is
but I
fire.
like the idea. You
Mhm.
know, like Terry talked about, he really liked the Nasty Esco Nazir record beforehand.
That concept crazy on that
Concept's
song.
cool. I think the beat is garbage. But that's just my perspective, right? I feel when I say garbage, I'm a little harsh on beats. Sorry. But like, I feel
yes,
like,
you are.
but at the same time, I feel like it could have been executed better. To those of us that are super beat heads in that directive. But I feel like the shortcomings of this project are just a few of the beats being kind of mid in general. The writing's great. I think the songs are great. It's still like a 7.5 to me out of 10.
You know what's
but that's about it. That's
No,
really
I think
that's my critical
But
nature
Lone,
of
That's
it.
accurate.
So is Premier the problem?
here's my thing though. To Lone's point about
Yeah.
here's to Lone's part.
Nas picked the beats.
But Lone's part.
Did he,
Lone's
though?
talk about the production. You talking about the production, right?
Mm.
One thing that stood out to me is, and Premier has done this over time in its work. Some of his slower beats, right?
Mm.
I think some of the joints, some of his better joints, have more of an up tempo type vibe where it's not as slow and choppy, and you know what I mean. Like I was looking for a little more of those.
I don't
on
need.
the project.
I don't.
Like Dwick, like Mass Appeal.
Yeah, like that's what I'm talking
Those
about.
are faster records.
That's what I was
Their-
kind of hoping it was going to be, like
His
the
over
bouquet
100
joint.
BPM shit.
His bag
It
is.
ain't got to be super fast, but some of these slow chop, slow joints, I'm like, nah.
The one thing the New York State of Mind 3, Nasty Esco Nazir, and Junkie all have in common is this weird string,
Yep.
corny Casio stock nonsense going on feeling of it. And it's just like, I can't get past that specifically. I've never really thought about the tempo portion. But
that's what stood out to me.
But to me, it's like the chops are like the things that he's chopping in those records are like, ew. Like
The other part of it that's hard for all of us in this room, especially all the producers in the room, is that we know how to do that.
Yeah.
And so when we hear it, we inherently know how that worked. And then it's impossible for us to separate, like, I probably wouldn't have did it that way.
I would have thrown all these beats away if they were mine.
Yeah, like
I
we
can't
can,
say all of them.
No. I'm talking about those 3 that I
you
mentioned.
talking about-
you told me.
you know what I
Well,
mean? That's
those
the,
Not the whole album.
No.
I always think about
I
it
got
from
you.
that perspective as a musician and as like a creative, like multi-hyphenate or whatever you want to call it. I hear music differently than other people do. So
Yeah, we've said that for years.
yeah, what we
Yeah.
like that, the chop, like a lot of people be like, huh?
Yeah.
But so there's a technical aspect of it that, like, I mean, I get it because I feel the same way. I'm like, I don't know about that.
I might not have put that piece there.
Yeah.
I might not have made that at all.
or I might not have.
You know what I
I
mean?
might not have made it at all. Maybe I
Right.
didn't make it.
Or I wouldn't have put it out. Like, don't get me wrong, we all make bad stuff.
Sure.
But like there's certain stuff. There are beats on this album that I would never let an artist hear. Like I wouldn't let people hear.
And you know what's crazy?
So-
To your point, what you talked about as it relates to how you hear music as a creative, that's always been a thing that we've talked
Yeah.
about in the show countless amounts of times. There'll be an idiot in the comments that's going to say, y'all hate No Primo. Y'all hate Nas. Y'all supposed to do better. No, we're supposed to keep it a buck, sir. So get out.
I'm sorry,
your
that
feelings.
that's my expertise.
We just have to keep it a
I mean,
buck
at the
based
end
off
of the day.
experience,
Yeah.
based off growing up
Yeah.
on, in this era. We have a right to speak about this. We can talk about it.
Yeah. Like I said, there's some Herbie Hancock records I would never buy.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
don't mean he ain't one of the GOATs.
He's one of the greatest to ever play, but
Thank
there's
you.
some records that come out. There's plenty of them that like, I'm not listening to that.
And sometimes the technical aspect that
Yeah.
somebody's doing doesn't translate into
Mhm.
being good to listen to.
No.
You know
But what I will say though is I'm excited the fact that they put the project out. I think the length of time and
Anticipation.
It's okay.
Thank you.
He
Thank you,
graduated
bro.
on time, y'all.
Come on
it's
now.
okay.
It's at the house. My mama got it. But I think I think Terry mentioned earlier, it's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him because this is one of the ones where I was like, rubbing my hands together like Birdman. I was like that. I ain't going to lie.
In the same token, though, because we can talk about how people kind of age out of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Nas is still polished.
Yep.
Yes.
True.
He's still very polished. But when we talk about Premier,
Mm-hmm.
how do y'all feel about Premier? Not even just now, but as a whole, when it comes to his production, past, present, and future.
I think Premier is still polished in Premier's production style.
You think?
But here's the difference. I don't think Premier, and I've always said this, I don't think Premier has applied the updated operating system to his production.
So that can't be polished then.
Yeah, that can't. Yeah,
He's polished in what he does.
He's got 3 or 4 super polished records.
I'm talking about like he still can do that, but I don't think he's adopted the updated operating system to his production. That's all. That's to me. That's the only thing I think it is.
Yeah, Premier's a guy that he's been playing hard bop for
A long time,
50
bro.
years.
Come
and
on,
that's
man.
just what he wants
That's
to
what
play.
he does.
yeah. But even
You know.
when we talk about him doing a project from front to back,
Yeah.
I can go back. I love Gangstar, but I can go back and listen to a Gangstar album and say, hey, I don't like every song on this Gangstar project.
Yeah.
Like the closest he came to just perfection front to back to me was Moment of Truth.
Yeah.
And
I
but
love that
at the
record.
same time, what's the song? She Knows What She Wants.
No, boy.
I skip that song every time it
Oh,
comes
boy.
up. I hate that
I
record.
forgot about that song.
You know, but the rest of that record, flaw. You know, but you know, even when you listen,
It
to
wasn't
some-
even just a production on that record, though.
Yeah, no,
It
it
was
was
everything.
Guru's flow. Wasn't
Yeah, it
it?
was everything. It
Yeah.
was everything.
But you know, when I even listen to one of my favorite is Step Into the Arena. I love Step Into the Arena.
So good.
But it's not a perfect record.
No.
You know, and so I feel like
That's that good gritty and dirty, though.
yeah.
there it go. There it is.
Yeah.
You know, so when I listen to this album, I'm not surprised that there are records I don't like. I
Yeah.
think that that's
normal.
Yeah, I
Sometimes.
think it's normal for what I get from Premier when he does a front to back project. I'm so maybe I'm not as harsh on it because I'm a Gangstar fan.
No, for sure.
You know, so there are people who are listening to this album who are not Gangstar fans who don't know what it is to listen to a album where Premier does every single beat.
I think the
And
issue.
you don't like some of them.
Yeah,
or
I
they
think
haven't
the
heard Group Home. That's
Yeah.
another
Okay,
example.
there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good point. But I think the issue is when you think about the greatness that Premier has produced,
Yeah.
and you think about he's about to drop a whole album with Nas, it goes back to that. You had all of these years.
Yeah.
Light years.
There you go.
Ooh.
To compose this album. And when I think about the great albums that Premier has produced, I can honestly say there's not a great album there's not a great track that he produced on this album. There are good tracks, but there's not a great track that he's
I know,
produced
'cause
on
there's-
this album.
There's
Terry
nothing
making
on
it plain.
there's nothing on here that my favorite Premier track probably might be, or at least in my top 5, Second Childhood.
Really?
Oh my, I love that record.
That is a good
Maybe it's
record.
what also,
I love that
but also
record,
it's because what Nas is rhyming about. But also I love Nas's Like. You know, so
Nas
this
is like his fire, yeah.
what
Mass Appeal, the joint they had with Jodeci.
Now think about the tempos.
Air
Oh,
Force
the
Yeah.
One.
intro
No.
on Jay-Z's
But the-
album.
but
Oh
come
my
on.
God.
Oh,
so
Yeah.
get, you
A
know,
million questions.
Kinetik.
Oh man.
So
These
Ghetto.
are great
Oh my
production
God.
credits.
Boy.
Kinetik, think about the tempos. Just to Get a Rep, Royalty, Mass Appeal. These are all, those records are more up tempo.
Militia.
You damn near might dance to him.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, man. Like those records are the ones. Above the Clouds was more.
oh my God. Let me stop. That's
You
why
see what I'm saying?
let me,
Like
let me
he has
shut up
great
about my top
records.
those
5.
joints
He has
are
great records.
amazing.
I don't know. I think
you know, is he? That makes me wonder. Is he one of those guys that like he's gonna come in the clutch? He got one or two for you. Like, is that who he is as a producer?
he might be, but I think he's
You
got
know?
maybe more than one or two. I think
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I think, but he is that. I think he is that producer in general, though.
Bring
Yeah.
it up, bring it on. Come
No,
on,
he's
man.
got great, amazing records.
Like
But
the
it-
tempo.
like,
so I'm talking
Friend or
about.
Foe Part
Y'all's opinions. Is there a great record
Yes.
produced by Premier on this album?
Yes, I think.
Which one?
I think Sons I like
that record is fire.
I like Writers, and I like the intro. My Life Is Real. To me, though, those three are
I think
super
they're good.
set. I think to
they're
me,
good.
those are great.
He's
Premier
always
beats.
been good at an intro record.
Facts.
Yeah.
Always been
hell
good at that.
But those are great, great beats to me. And there's,
You know what's crazy
there's
is
a
we
couple
just-
other. I have to listen to them.
I mean,
Yeah,
as we
maybe
just sat
maybe
here,
I'm
man, we
expecting
just
too
ran a
much.
list though, so that at least confirms Premier is one of them ones.
He's
Oh,
one
he's
of
always
those
been.
ones.
He's always
Yeah.
been one of the ones.
He'll
Yeah.
never take nothing
Yeah.
away from me, but
Yeah, always gonna be one of the ones.
maybe I'm being too judgmental. But
No,
like,
I think you being
act-
fair.
yeah,
Yeah, I think you being
No, that's
fair.
the thing. We're actual as hip hop
I'm
fans.
not about
We're
to sit
being
here
fair.
and be like, "Oh yeah, everything's great. It's wonderful."
Tell the truth.
Most of it is mid
Tell
though.
the
I think
truth.
most of it is just. I think most of them, the beats are good enough to create good songs.
no, it is.
You know what I mean? But I think he has like 3 or 4 that are just like the beats are like, okay, this
You
is
know, the other hard part is coming out all that stuff with Hit Boy.
sure.
Yeah.
There's a
that
lot
too.
of it is like timeline
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
when stuff happened and like
And there's people that
you know
that are saying that they didn't like the Hit Boy.
they are okay.
segment.
Those are the
I
same
know
people
them.
that,
I know
that
them.
haven't liked
Whatever.
any hip hop since 1999.
They're
Yeah.
okay
Nah,
Yeah.
he was boy.
in his bag,
If you
Yes.
try, if you
when I
try,
hear legit,
in his
oh my
satchel.
god,
Come
if
on,
you
man.
if you trapped in the '90s, you're not gonna like Nas or hip hop.
Wow, if you
You're
trapped, in the 90s.
There are people that are trapped in the '90s. I don't care what you
Oh,
play.
I thought you meant like trapped in the 90s, like for a key. I thought you meant
No.
trapped. I'm like,
No,
it was
I
a
ain't-
double entendre.
yeah,
Yeah,
man, let me
I
get
see
out
what
the
you're doing.
streets,
Yeah,
bro.
get out the
Like-
streets now.
Like
Get
the
out the
key
streets.
price has gone up.
Get out the
Like,
streets.
Inflation, cuz.
But yeah, there are people that are trapped in the '90s. That's all they want to listen to.
And they all wear the little Fidel Castro hat. Y'all know I'm right. Come on, man.
He might be.
The Fisherman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Fidel Castro.
I mean,
they don't use the MPC 60 no more.
oh
Yeah.
my God, don't get me
Wearing
started.
army fatigue
Welcome
pants.
to the SP.
Ain't hit no pads.
Yeah. They don't do it on tape no more. Where's the ADAT? Man, shut up.
You ain't got no ASR.
Put the fries in the bag, man.
Yeah,
Yo.
bag up my
Like,
order.
loosen up that backpack.
Yeah, it's lunchtime.
You know
Bag
what I'm
up my
saying?
order.
You
Man, give me my lottery tickets.
only,
man.
you're only, yeah.
I get.
Your Timberlands is tied up too tight,
Too
son.
tight,
I guess my only other
Shirt
question
look
would
like
be,
a curtain.
man.
and then
Dish rag even.
and then we could go to that next topic. But I guess my only other question would be, do you think, because these are two artists that are producer and rapper at the top echelon people forming together. So this is big. Do you think this is going to discourage any other older MCs that may have anticipation or people wanting to put projects out based off the reactions that have come from this Nas and Primo project?
No.
Is it going to discourage anyone?
No, it
shouldn't.
might.
It
It might.
shouldn't.
I don't think it should either.
It
I don't
might
think should either.
discourage some producers who are going to feel like they might be over scrutinized because that's what's happening with Premier. I don't think Nas's raps are over scrutinized at all.
That's fair.
You know, like the coldest bit of criticism I saw, somebody posted a picture of Akeem Olajuwon playing with the Toronto Raptors,
Oh,
and
no.
they said this is Premier on this album. I was
Oh,
like, yo,
no.
this is why people don't like to put out their art sometimes.
Robert Parrish on the Bulls.
Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
Hey, he won a championship.
Shaq on the Suns. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
Patrick-
Alone, Robert
hey,
Parrish on the
on
Bulls
Boston.
is crazy.
On
Hey,
Celtics.
Patrick Ewing with the Sonics.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, better yet with the Magic. That was
Oh,
nasty
no.
work.
I ain't gonna do Primo like that.
That
No,
ain't- it
no,
ain't
I don't
that.
think
I'm not gonna do him like
I
that.
ain't gonna do him like
But
that.
I will say, when we talk about the producers or artists or hip hop acts cut from the cloth, Eric Sermon released an album
Yeah.
where his production is money.
Yep.
And it matches everybody that he produced
Yep.
for.
It just dropped.
This is true.
Just dropped. So
And Pete Rock and Commons. That Pete Rock is another
Great
one.
record.
There's another
yeah.
one.
So like
My favorite record last year.
I can't add ageism to the aspect of
Mhm.
being on your P's and Q's in this hip hop or even music, period. Because there's some people that dropped their best albums the older they were. So
Yeah,
I can't just take away or say, well, it's not good because he's older. No, that has nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
This may just have been something that he thought in his mind that was great, and I don't feel like it's going to deter any other producers or artists that want to
Mhm.
work with each other just based off of this, because this is still going to get good reviews.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Because it's Nas and Premier, and
Yeah.
again, the writing on this album is amazing.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking specifically about
The production.
the production
Yeah.
and that amazing writing and lyrics matching up together. So it's still going to stand the test of time, I think. Because honestly, I've listened to it 3 times, and each time it got better.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So this isn't one of those albums you can just be a one and done, or I listened to it one time and I called it a classic, or I listened to it one time and I called it.
Yeah.
I mean, to your
I think
point,
that's well said.
you have someone who doesn't care about that. Well, 2 people. Madlib has always done a bunch of albums with people, old beats, and then Alchemist. So I don't think.
Come on, man.
I think there are some people that are going to be like, I mean, I'll continue to produce.
Alchemist out here winning right now.
Yeah,
so
I'll
he's
do front
definitely
to-
not bothered.
Yeah, I'll do front to back. It don't
He's
matter.
sitting on the Erykah Badu album right now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Ninth just dropped a project with Ruben Vincent.
He
like,
sure did.
Yeah.
Like they're
Some people, that's what they've been
You
doing.
know,
So it's like,
true.
you know,
yeah, it's
whatever.
I feel you. I just want to throw it out there because we've had a resurgence of older artists drop records. You got Ghost, you had Slick Rick, we had Ray dropped a project,
De La Soul.
De La Soul,
De La Soul,
which was
yeah.
very good, by the way.
Big L kind of.
Kind of.
Hey, Mass
Ish.
Appeal was on one this year.
They was on one.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, kudos to them.
They've become like a now again
Mm.
kind of record label for
Mhm.
hip hop.